Hello, we're back at it again. This is my third virtual engagement, and this topic is gonna be about the wedding industrial complex. Now, I have some crazy stats right here that I would like to share with you. 55 to 75 billion dollars a year are spent on wedding planning. In 2014, they spent average was $31,213 spent on a wedding. That's crazy. 45% of people spend over their budget. 26% of people are in their budget. And 23% of people have no budget. Like, wouldn't you love to be them? Like, rich. 6% of people actually have spend less than what their budget was, which is pretty good. That means they were shopping on a budget. And the crazy part about it, which I find so true, I know it's true, 70% of people that are entering into marriage are broke or in debt. Like, why? You're entering into marriage, you're planning this huge wedding. First off, there's a difference between marriage and weddings. I'm gonna stay talking about weddings. You're gonna plan this huge wedding, but you're in debt. Why? So, that is crazy. Why do people get married? The unrealistic notion of happiness, having to find a man. Us women these days, all we think about, like, our pursuit of happiness is having a big wedding, having a big rock on our finger, having a huge, gorgeous white dress, and being able to say we were married. Why? So, first, I'm going to start out with, speaking of weddings, so I'm going to start off with Jessica Valenti, Full Frontal Feminism. As you can see, I've been using this book a lot. I actually really like it. So Jessica says, I struggled with how I could get married when it's a right that's not afforded to everyone. Some of the criticism I ran into was about the wedding itself. Is there such a thing as feminist wedding in the face of intense wedding industrial complex? Which is true. Like, everyone can't afford weddings. Like, it's, I mean, what the industry wants you to see is that, like, they want you to have big weddings, and they make it to where we want huge, humongous, $1 million weddings. Like, that's what I dream of. I dreamt of having a wedding on the beach with 300 guests. Me being able to give away freaking $300 goodie bags at the end of the wedding. Me having a ice skating rink at the wedding. Just weird things. Like, I would have elephants at my wedding if I could. I didn't wear a white dress. I had both parents walk me down the aisle. I kept my last name. She's going against the norms. And that's basically, if I have a wedding, that's what I do now. I'm tired of going with the norm. The norm is out. Be different. Marriage is historically sexist institution that makes it okay for millions of people that are denied the right to be married. We need to change marriage culturally and politically, but also rethink what it means to us personally. Relationship fever takes over women. That's so true. Like I said before, all we really care about is find a man so we can marry him. And when we get engaged, that right there sets the point to where it's time to find a beautiful dress, a big ring, a venue, how many guests, I want this or at my wedding. then it gets to be to the point where it's like, are you gonna marry your wedding or are you gonna marry your man? Like, why are you so into this wedding? To impress who? Why is it so big? Wedding fever is the scariest disease I've ever seen. The big expensive ring, the big expensive dress, the big expensive party. It's excess at its best. And no, I didn't say marriage fever. The obsession with getting married has somehow lost the whole rest of your life vibe. For straight folks, especially women, marriage is supposed to be the ultimate destination. You spend your life dating toward it, worrying about it, and then arriving there and paying a hell lot of money for it. What worries me is that young women are being taught that unless you have a Tiffany ring and a Vera Wang dress, your wedding and marriage are crap. And what happens to women who get married and then find out that their marriage is not all cracked up to what it should be? That's what happens. I'm pretty sure it's gonna happen to me. When I read the line that says, hold on, what is it? It says, you're taught that unless you have a Tiffany ring and a Vera Wang dress, your wedding and marriage are I wanted a Tiffany ring. I wanted a Vera Wang dress until now. Why is this reading my mind? Well, reading my old mind. This is what I wanted for myself. The institution has messed up my brain. If marriage is such a super fantastic institution, shouldn't all of us be able to partake in it? Why is it just for the straight, rich, most likely white heterosexual couples? Why? But shouldn't getting married be about, well, the marriage rather than the party? Not that wanting to have a nice wedding is bad or new, but the cash aspect has changed significantly in recent years, and the focus on consumerism versus romance is kind of disturbing. Yeah, like I said, it's all about the money, it's all about the glam, it's all about all of that. A 2006 study showed that the average amount spent on a U.S. wedding is about $28,000 for a party. I'm sorry, but that's a down payment on a house. Let me repeat that. I'm sorry, but that's a down payment on a house. Let me repeat that one more time. I'm sorry, but that's a down payment on a house. And that there is what had changed my thoughts of thinking about weddings. Now, before people to ask me, what's your thought on weddings, you know? Oh, they're beautiful. I'm going to have a big wedding. I want to spend $600,000 on a wedding. I want it to be the biggest wedding. I want it to make it to TV. I want to be on Bridezillas. Now, my mindset is, what the heck? To prove all of this to who? All of this is to prove my riches and crap to who? My family and friends? I don't give a shoot. I'd rather get a house. I'd rather get a car. I'd rather save that for my children's tuition to go to college for one day. Yeah, you have beautiful photos to look at. We can go put a dress up and go take photos in the mall or something, but for what? I want a house. I'd rather have something I can invest in, not something that's gonna last for less than 24 hours. So now that's how I look at weddings. So, thank you, Jessica Valenti, for opening my eyes, because they were definitely closed. Now, moving into Feminism is for Everybody by Bell Hooks. We've also seen them already. This book is great. I'm going to read a couple of things that I've highlighted that stood out to me. The entrance of many heterosexual women in the movement have been sparked by male domination in intimate relationships, particularly long-time marriages where gender inequality was the norm. Contemporary feminists, both those heterosexual women who had come from long-time marriages and lesbian allies in the struggle, critiqued marriages as yet another form of sexual slavery. They highlighted the way traditional sexist bonds led to marriages where elements of intimacy, care, and respect were sacrificed so that men could be on top, could be patriarchs ruling the roast. So basically what I got from that is, first, before I read this chapter, which is chapter 14, Feminism is for Everybody, is like, when I first looked at marriage, it's just like I looked at it as like a beautiful thing, you know, a woman in, you know, either heterosexual or homosexual couples, like they just found their true love, you know, but which is true, you know, they're happy, but this looks at it, why does the male have to be on top in the relationship? Why if I am dating a guy, which is true, this is true right now, I have a boyfriend who doesn't go to school or he doesn't work. So I mean, I go to school and I work full time, so I have all the money. So why is he looked down upon? Why is it the norm that the male should always be on top? In marriages especially. That man better be working. That man better be bringing in, you better be the housewife. Because once you're married, all we want you to do is pop out the babies and stay at home while your man makes money. It's just how it is. That is just how it is. Also, leaving out the fact that they don't really talk about marriage for different races, such as